أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome everybody to our very first G1 class. If you can just bear with us whilst we admit other students. My co-host, G1 STMN, I have made you co-host. If you can please take care of admitting students to the mic, please.
Yes.
And if Jazakallah. And if we could just bear with us for a few more seconds, and then we can start once everybody's here. If I could just check with my colleague, are you seeing full screen PowerPoint?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. It was full screen a second ago.
And it's not now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's full screen now.
Okay, so there's no notes and no other slides that are being shown. It's just the blue screen with the welcome.
Yes.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, it's now 6:02, so we will start. Okay, so everybody, welcome. Once again with Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome. So let's see, just bear with me for a second. Welcome to our very first session of the online Quran class, the G1 online Quran class. It's a reading course known as Level 1. It's an offering from Talimul-Quran and Waqf Department. And G1 is a course that offers Yes and No Quran lessons in English. And G1 course that you're signed up for will run from today, the 11th of September, all the way through to the 7th of December. We will also have a half-term break, which will coincide with school half-terms, 24th of October till the 28th of October. And there'll be no classes at that time. Okay, so today we're going to have the first half of the class is just an induction so that everybody gets an idea of what the course is going to do and what we're expecting from you and what we'll do as well. Okay, and it just helps to ground you. So let me explain what the purpose of the course is. And the purpose of the course is to develop basic Arabic letter recognition, to develop it. We expect our students to essentially know their letters, but we will spend a week going over them. And we take them from It's designed for 6 to 12-year-olds, and we have a varied ability intake. We're all about developing students and improving students. So we will have students here who are at the very early stages, and we'll also have students who've actually sometimes have even finished one round of Quran, but they want to learn the rules properly, they want to know the terminology. We welcome everybody. 6 to 12 years is the age requirement though. We do like parents to be involved. We like parents to be sitting with their students, with their children, because you know your children best. We can't actually see your children. No videos are allowed. But if you're sitting with your child, you will understand whether or not they've understood something that's been said. And if there's some sort of issue, you can help them. And if you can't, you can always come to us and we can maybe try and help. So we do like parents to be sitting with their students. Now, every day, today's an induction session, so it's slightly different, but every day there'll be a typical class structure. And what will happen is that 6 o'clock on the dot, we'll start, and we'll start our class with an opening prayer. We always start our class by asking Allah for His help in our learning. And then we'll move on and we'll remind everybody of the etiquettes that we expect our students to observe whilst they're with us. So we'll remind them about being in wudu, having clean clothes, paying attention, and we'll go through those. Then, if there's any announcements, we'll go through some announcements. Usually the announcements will be there's an upcoming Jalsa, we would like students to participate, or there's a half-term break, and a reminder that there's no classes, and so on. At 6:05, we will teach the lesson of the day. And we will teach it by calling students to the mic. We will call students to the mic and recite the rules with them. Now, it's important at this stage for everybody to understand that the teacher will introduce the topic of the day, give some explanation, and then she'll recite some of the exercises of that lesson. And students will be called to the mic to recite with the teacher. But G1 is a group learning class, and that means that the teacher will teach a group of students. She will call students to the mic to demonstrate and give feedback to that child. And alhamdulillah, our teachers are really experienced at group teaching, and the feedback is designed so that all students who are listening can benefit. And one of the reasons that this works is that most children will make the same mistakes. So the feedback that's given to one student who's on the mic will actually benefit many others. The teaching is going to be the same whether there's one child or 5 children or a class of 30 or whatever number. All students can listen and learn and practice at home, even though they may not be on the mic. So it's really important that all students listen to the teacher, listen to how she's reciting, and follow at home. It's really important that you don't sit silently in front of the computer waiting to be called to the mic. Recite out loud whatever the teacher is reciting, and that's really important practice and crucial to your learning. You will not learn if you sit silently. Okay. At 6:55, and sometimes it'll be a little bit earlier because there are other classes that start straight after ours, but roughly 6:55, maybe 6:50, homework will be assigned. Now the homework is actually set as a guidance to what you can practice in addition to the practice in class. Obviously, the more practice you do, the better you can become. But if you follow what the teacher recites and you copy, whether or not you are on the mic or not, you will learn. And you may find that you've done enough practice in class that you don't have to do too much for homework. Okay? And then we conclude our class as we started with dua. We ask Allah to help us retain our learning and benefit from it. Okay, and everyone is expected to stay until the teacher has closed the class. Now, some days we'll have other things such as quizzes and presentations, which have been quite fun for the students, a little bit more fun than the other stuff that we do. And the classes are going to be from Monday to Thursday. So they're 4 days a week, 6 o'clock till 7 o'clock. Okay, so the course, it's based on this book, the Talimul-Quran, the 2nd edition. And it was written by National Secretary Talim, who is also the head teacher of this course. It's highly desirable for you to get a hard copy of this book. It costs about £4, and you can get it from the main bookshops at Bath al-Futuh and Masjid Fazl, as well as some of the book depots that we have around the country at the larger jamaats like Birmingham and Manchester and Glasgow, and I think Bradford and Hartlepool as well. And you can also contact your local publication secretary, who should be able to organise getting hold of a copy for you. Digital version of that book is also available. You can get hold of it through the NQC website, and the link is there, but we can also provide that link to you shortly. We also have a Google Drive where we upload all the material that we use in class, and you will find possibly that is one of the easiest ways of getting the material. And if I can ask my colleague to just drop that into the chat facility if it's possible, and then you can get hold of that link whilst you're in class. Some material's already on there. Okay, so we're going to talk about, and this is we've done quite well with our timing. We're just going to move on to the etiquettes of the classroom. Now, etiquettes just means manners. We're going to spend quite a lot of time together, Monday to Thursday, every week, an hour a day for now until the 7th of December. And when we're not in class, all the teachers remember all of the students in their prayers. So we're thinking of you. So we have a relationship that we're going to build up now, between now and when the course finishes. And we want this time to be a happy one together, one that will benefit you as students, you as parents, and us as teachers. So we need to know how we should behave, and that's why I'm going to now talk about the etiquettes of the classroom. And as I said, etiquette is just a big fancy word that means manners. So we're just going to talk about how we're expecting you to behave. Come to the class in wudu. Try if you can to brush your teeth before you come to class. There should be no eating during class, and you may get thirsty, so have a glass of water nearby. There shouldn't be any eating, as I've just said. Wear clean clothes. Treat it as if you're going to a mosque, okay? If you wouldn't go to a mosque in dirty clothes, you wouldn't go to school in a dirty uniform. Treat this as a classroom. Treat this as a mosque environment and wear clean clothes. It's good for the mindset as well. You may be sitting at home, but your mind is a bit more disciplined. A quiet place is vital. You need to be able to hear the teacher, and that won't happen if the TV is on in the background or lots of people are doing things in the same room. And as I mentioned earlier, a parent being present is really important. They can help you if you get stuck on things. As per our tradition, your head should be covered. So members of Atfal should wear a topi or a cap, and Nasrat should have a scarf or a dupatta. Okay. Punctuality is really important. Classes start at 6 p.m. sharp, okay? And what we don't want you to do is wait until 6 p.m. to start logging on. Arrive early if you can, and the teachers will be setting up, and they will likely admit you into the class early so that you can be ready and set up. And you saw the banner which told you that you were in the classroom and you just need to wait patiently. Oops-a-daisy. You just needed to wait patiently whilst the teacher was setting up. Come to class early, okay? Enter with your correct ID. You'll all have received an ID sent by email, and you must use this ID. It's for your safety and for ours that we know who is in the class. Only those who have signed in with correct IDs will get called to the mic. And that's another important thing for you to remember, that if you have your correct ID, then you've got the chance of being called to the mic. But if you haven't, then there's no chance. We won't ever call somebody to the mic who isn't signed in properly. Now, at the beginning of the course, whilst everybody's still getting to grips with signing in and being on time and writing their ID, we are a little bit relaxed. We let everybody in. But very soon, we will stop admitting into the class anyone who's not signed in with the correct ID. Okay, so even though you may have a place on our course, if you're not signed in properly and we don't recognize you, we won't admit you. It's important to keep your video off, okay? It's really disruptive to the teachers and to other students if videos are switched on. And it's quite easy to do if you're also like, you've got your mouse in your hand or you're on a tablet and you accidentally touch something. It's quite easy. Keep your videos off, because when your video is on, it automatically pops up on the teacher's screen and on everybody else's screen as well. And everybody's attention goes to what you're doing rather than what the teaching is all about. Keep your audio off as well. You shouldn't actually be able to put your audio on unless we've done something, but keep your audio off. We will call you to the mic using your ID, and you could be listened to and you can talk at that time. During class. So just to add to what I said earlier, you're here to learn how to read Quranic Arabic. And you'll only do this if you practice out loud what the teacher is reciting. So pay attention to how she recites and listen to her teaching and follow her by reciting out loud at home. Don't wait until you're called to the mic. Whatever you're listening to, recite it out loud. Listen to any students who are called to the mic. Listen to the feedback given to that student by the teacher. If one student makes a mistake, chances are other students also will make the same mistake because we're all roughly at the same level. So the feedback that the teacher gives to that student on the mic is actually aimed at everybody. Okay, so follow at home. That's the important lesson from this slide. So we will use Arabic terms, and I just want to talk a little bit about them so that if you aren't aware, you become aware. Inshallah means if Allah wills. If we say we are going to do something, we should say inshallah afterwards, because we are recognizing that we will do so as long as Allah wills it. Jazakillah is for when you want to say thank you to a girl or a lady. Jazakallah is when we want to say thank you to a boy or to a man. And Jazakumullah is when we want to say thank you to a group of people or to an elder as a sign of respect. Now, most people tend to say Jazakallah to everyone, and everyone understands what they're saying, but there are specific terms. Arabic is very specific to gender, to girls and to boys, to ladies and to gentlemen. So the teachers will use those terms, and inshallah you will also learn to use those terms. Now, these terms are commonly used as a way of saying thank you, but there is a dua aspect to these. We are saying, may Allah reward you. May Allah reward you if you're a boy, if you're a girl, if Allah wills. There's a dua aspect to these terms. So there's actually these phrases are a little bit more than just saying thank you. They carry a heavier blessing. We also want you to stay for the entire class, okay? We don't want you to leave during the class. Wait until the teacher has dismissed you from the class after the concluding dua. After class, we do set homework, but it's a guidance, okay? It's a guidance for you, how you can do more practice. The more practice you do, the quicker you will learn, okay? But practice in class, because you'll find that 1 hour that you're giving might actually be enough. Practice along in the class. Try to do your weekend revision. So keep up with it at the weekends as well. Okay? You don't have to do too much. Just do a few minutes after every salat. And that's usually a good time at weekends, because you've just finished your salat. You're in wudu already. You can pick up the Quran and you can practice a few exercises. Okay. Attendance. Attendance is important. Attend your classes every day. The practice that you'll do in the live class is the best. And you'll then be able to keep up with the pace that the teachers are moving in at the class, as well as the pace that the course is moving at, because you'll see all the lessons. Now, we do understand that there are times that you are going to miss classes, and there may be appointments with schools or doctors, or something may have happened. Don't worry too much. That's why we provide the recordings that you can catch up by watching. We have a YouTube channel, and we can provide that link to you in the next class, and you can catch up. Okay, but attending the classes is best. It'll provide exposure to all the lessons and provide you with the practice that you need. Try to avoid taking time off. Treat it as if it's a school, a proper school that you're going to on a daily basis. You wouldn't take time off unnecessarily there. Don't take time off here if you can avoid it. Okay, if you have any questions or concerns or any issues, please email us. The email is shown at the top, ukquranclass@gmail.com. In your email, make sure you write your ID. But if your query is that you don't know your ID, then as much information as you can, okay? And in the subject box, try and write G1, a G1 query, because that will help send that email to the right person quickly. And it's important that you do tell us if you have any questions. This department takes feedback very, very seriously. We're always looking to improve. So please do contact us if you have any questions. There's a website that we have as well, and the address is there on the screen. And if you visit that, there's lots and lots of useful information that you can get to. Now, to conclude, if you follow the rules, you will succeed, inshallah. Okay, so that is the conclusion of my induction session. I just wanted to, whilst we're here, before we do any teaching, I just wanted to call a few people to the mic in case they have any questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand, and then I can answer the questions. It's a good time to ask now if you want to. Otherwise, we'll move on to teaching. Okay, we have one person. 1797. Assalamu alaikum. G1797. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you, darling?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. So, darling, you have a question?
What is our teacher's name?
Okay, so your teachers will be different every day. You'll have a teacher on a Monday, a different one on a Tuesday, and another one on Wednesday, and another one on Thursday. And you will meet them on a daily basis, okay? So, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, then Jazakumullah, darling. Let me call 4222. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you?
Jazakallah, I'm well, alhamdulillah, thank you. I've got two kids. I was just in the class with you that you did from 5 to 6 for my son.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and now this is for my daughter, but I received two emails. I'm not so sure. The first one gave me this timing, and then the second one had said 5 to 6. So, and they were both on her name. For my son, it was separate. So I'm just not quite sure. This is for the Qaeda one, right?
Okay. So what I would suggest you do is send an email to UK Quran class.
Yeah.
Okay. And at gmail.com. And let me just bring it back, okay, so that you've got it. Oops, a daisy. Yeah, okay. UK Quran class. Put all of your information there, and that will come forwarded to me fairly quickly, I hope, inshallah. And then I'll get back to you, okay?
Because I know she is this level, and he is the one that you did before.
Yeah.
But they seem to have 4222 was his number as well. So I'm a bit confused. So yeah, I will email them.
Yeah.
And maybe there was just
Yeah.
a bit of confusion because they're siblings.
Yeah. Okay. So send an email to UK Quran class, and then we will take it from there, okay?
All right. Okay.
All right. Okay then. Jazakumullah. Okay. Right then. So there are no other hands up. So we can then move on to our teaching. Okay. So just bear with me for a second. Okay, and if I can just check with my colleague, yes, that my PDFs are showing. Okay, so you will now see the material that we're actually going to be using in class. This is what you'll see on the screen when you join in early. So then you know you're in the right place, okay? And then we will go through asking Allah for His help. So let's call a student to the mic. If I can ask my colleague to call a student to the mic, and then we can take it from there.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Yes, it is G1 742.
Assalamu alaikum. G1 742. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Okay then. So Sriha, I would like you to recite Dawood. I will lead, you will follow, and everybody else will also listen and follow along as well. Once we've had a few classes, then students can start reciting by themselves. But to start off with, I will lead, okay? So, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Okay, sweetheart. Can you read the English translation at the bottom?
I seek refuge with Allah from Satan, the rejected.
And can you read what's in the blue box at the bottom?
Okay. Can I let my screen go down first? There we go. Why we recite Dawood before reading Quran? Allah tells us in chapter 16, verse 99. And when thou recitest Quran, seek refuge with Allah from Satan, the rejected.
MashaAllah, very, very nicely done. Yes, we are so used to reciting Dawood that we may not necessarily remember why we do it, but it's actually a commandment from Allah. Allah tells us whenever you come to Quran and you're reciting, seek refuge with Allah from Satan the rejected. So that's why we recite it. Okay, sweetheart. So now we're going to move on to Tasmiyah. Okay, so I'll recite it and you follow. Remember, everybody, you must be reciting as well. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Okay. And the English translation, darling.
In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful.
MashaAllah. And the bit in the blue box, darling.
Okay. Reciting Bismillah before every deed invokes the blessing of Allah. Upon that deed, it is sunnah to recite before every good deed.
MashaAllah. Very, very nice. Yes. So whenever we go to do something, we should recite the Tasmiyah, where every good deed invokes the blessing of Allah upon that deed. Okay, so today is Monday. So this is the prayer that we're going to use on a Monday. And every Monday we'll use this prayer. And the point of using different prayers on each day is that if you practice them, inshallah, you will actually memorize them. Okay, so that you can just recite them without actually having to read. Okay, so Sriha, I'm going to recite first and you follow, okay? So I'll go a little bit slow, okay? Rabbish Rahli.
Rabbish Rahli Sadri.
MashaAllah, yes. So one more time so that anybody who didn't know this dua can follow as well, okay? Rabbish Rahli Sadri.
Rabbish Rahli Sadri.
Wayassir li amri.
Wayassir li amri.
Okay, one more time, darling, yeah? Wayassir li amri.
Wayassir li amri.
Okay, inshallah, with practice, okay? The English translation, darling.
Lord, expand my mind and make my task easy for me.
And the reference here.
Okay. The Holy Quran has 114 chapters. Taha is the name of chapter 20. It has 136 verses. The above dua can be found in verse 26 to 27 of Surah Al-Taha.
MashaAllah, Jazakumullah. Yes, this prayer is taken from the Holy Quran, and if you go to the surah, the chapter which is called Taha, and you look in verse 26 to 27, that's where you'll find this prayer. Okay, Jazakumullah. Allah Hafiz for now, darling.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, so the etiquette that we expect from our students, okay, in our class is that you make sure that when you come to class, let me just get a hold of my hand again, okay? You make sure that you sign in with your correct ID. It's really important. Only people with correct IDs will ever be called to mic, and after about a week or so, only people who are signed in with the correct IDs will actually be admitted to class. So I'm looking at the participants list, and many of you are signed in with your names. Your ID is in the email that you receive. You must put your ID in, and then you'll then be able to benefit from this course. Always do wudu before you come to class, okay? You're coming to, you're learning Qaida, yes, but it's Quran, okay? Quranic Arabic that you're going towards, so you must be in wudu. As I said earlier, wearing clean clothes is really important. You're going to be listening to Allah when you're reciting Quran, and when you're learning, it's exactly the same thing. You're working your way towards talking with Allah, with listening to Allah. You wouldn't go to school wearing dirty clothes, and you certainly wouldn't go to a mosque wearing dirty clothes. So do come to class in clean clothes. As per our tradition, make sure your head is covered, a scarf or a dupatta for Nasrat, and members of Atfal, topi or a cap. A quiet place is really important. You need to be able to hear me, I need to be able to hear you, everybody else needs to be able to hear you when you're on the mic as well. You will learn if you're in a quiet place. I can't see how anybody will learn if there's lots of noise in the background. And we encourage somebody to sit with you, whether it's your mum or your dad, or somebody older, somebody sitting with you. If you're older and you're okay, that's fine, but especially for the younger ones, parental supervision is quite crucial. Okay, so this is our schedule for week 1. We're in class 1. Let me get my hand again. Yeah, okay. We're in class 1, and today's date is this. And we've had our opening session, and now we're going to move on to the Arabic alphabet. We expect most of our students to know the alphabet already, but we'll revise it and give you some ideas of correct pronunciation. It's from Talimul-Quran, lesson 2, page 30. Okay, that's where you'll find it in the textbook, and we'll practice using exercise 2. So let's go to that. Okay, so this is lesson number 2. The Arabic alphabet. So what we're going to do is we're going to call a student to the mic, and then we'll practice. If I can have a student on the mic, please.
Yes. G1708. Kindly unmute your mic.
Assalamu alaikum, G1708. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam, darling. Sweetheart, where were you? We were calling you to the mic. Did you have difficulty unmuting yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's important that, you know, if you're sitting in front of your computer, that you stay with your computer, okay? And that you know how to unmute yourself. Always look for the box that pops up that you're being called to the mic, okay? And then time doesn't get used up, okay? Okay.
Okay.
Okay then, darling. Okay, so sweetheart, what we're going to do is we're going to do a few of these letters, and we'll go through correct pronunciation, okay? Now then, the first one, Alif. Repeat with me. Well done. Now underneath, you will see here all the sounds that go to make this Alif.
Alif.
Alif. Well done. Ba.
Ba.
Well done. Ta.
Ta.
Sa. Sweetheart, come back to the mic, darling.
Sa.
Well done. Jim.
Ji.
Ha.
Ha.
Well done. Okay. Jazakumullah, sweetheart. If you can have another student to the mic, please.
Next student is G1742.
G1742. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Okay, sweetheart. So we're going to move on to the next line, okay? Okay, here.
Can I read from the part?
Okay, so sweetheart, what I'll do is if I recite, okay, because there are some students who are learning correct pronunciation. So if I read, you'll be a perfect student to help them learn, okay?
Okay.
Okay then. Ho,
Ho,
dal.
dal,
Okay, so try and make that a little bit softer, yeah? Dal.
dal,
Well done, okay? Zal.
zal.
Okay, so when you're reading this letter, it's like as if you're saying in English, they or that. Okay, so when you make the sound, that's actually how you make the correct sound for this. Zal.
Zal.
Okay, so try and get your the tip of your tongue, just come through your teeth, your front teeth. Okay, Zal.
Zal.
Perfect.
I got
Ra.
Ro.
Sa.
Za.
Well done. Yes. Perfect. Seen.
Teen.
Mashallah. Very nice. Jazakumullah. If I can have another student to the mic.
Yes. Next student is G1797.
G1797. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Okay, sweetheart. So we're now going to move on to the next line. Okay. Sheen.
Sheen.
Mashallah. Sod.
Sod.
Okay. One more time. Okay. Sod.
Zod. Swad.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, no worries. One more time, okay? But if you look at the bottom here, let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, okay. See here, the sound that makes up all the sounds that make up this letter as a d. There's no wow in that sound at all, okay? So don't introduce a swa into it. You have to read it like this. Sod.
Sod.
Mashallah, very nice. Here, this one. Dod.
Dod.
Well done. Okay. You know your tongue? Make it really thick and fat and floppy, okay? And make it touch your upper teeth. Make it like really thick and fat. And then let's do this, yeah? Dod.
Dod.
Okay. We'll practice on that as we go through the course. Do.
Do.
Well done. Zo.
Zo.
Very nice. One more time, okay? Make your tongue really thick and fat and heavy and floppy, and make sure that it's really thick and fat at the front as well, and make it come right up towards your teeth. Zo.
Zo.
Okay, we'll work on that, okay? Ein.
Ein.
Okay, very nice effort, okay? Now take your hand, okay, and on your neck, right in the middle of it, just touch your fingers right in the middle of your neck, okay? And see if you can get the sound to come just from there, okay? Ein.
Ein.
Almost. One more time. Ein.
Ein.
Oh, mashallah, really, really good effort, okay? Inshallah, as we go through the course, okay, you'll get your letters better and better. This line did have some really tricky sounds, and we'll work on those, okay? Jazakumullah. Allah Hafiz for now. If I could have another student to the mic.
Yes, could I request G1757 to unmute their mic?
G1757, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, darling. Okay, sweetheart, so we're going to move on to the next line, okay? And this letter here. Ghain.
Ghain.
Mashallah. Fa.
Fa.
Beautiful, mashallah. Qaf.
Qaf.
Very, very nice. Yes, very, very nice. When you make this sound, for anybody else who's making it, make sure that your tongue goes right up to the back of your throat and blocks it all off, yeah? Qaf.
Qaf.
Very, very nice. Kaf.
Kaf.
Lam.
Lam.
Mim.
Mim.
Okay, Jazakumullah, sweetheart. Allah Hafiz for now. If I can have another student to the mic.
Yes, next student will be G1709.
G1709, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum assalam.
Okay, sweetheart. So we're going to finish off this exercise, okay? Noon.
Noon.
Okay, very nice. One more time. Noon.
Noon.
Okay, so you just disappeared at the end, and I just wanted to hear it one more time. Noon.
Noon.
Okay, very nice. You know, when you read this, at the end, just say it one more time and notice what your tongue does right at the end when you make the last n sound. Noon.
Noon.
Okay, so when you're reading it, what you're doing at the end is you're touching your tongue right on the top of your mouth, and then you're flicking it off before you've actually finished the sound. And that's why you're getting the noon. You make it a little bounce at the end. It's important that you don't, okay? Keep that tongue on the top of your mouth and stop all the air. So one more time. Noon.
Noon.
Mashallah. Perfect. Wow.
Wow.
Very nice. Ha.
Ha.
Okay. Take a deep breath and then ha.
Ha.
Okay. So this sound is going to come from right at the bottom of your throat, darling. Yep. So take a deep breath and then it goes like this. Ha.
Na.
Okay. So we're going to work on this, okay? But this sound, the best way of getting the right sound is to take a deep breath and then getting it from the bottom of your throat. Ha.
Ha.
Okay. Hamza.
Hamza.
Well done. Yeah.
Ya.
Mashallah. Jazakumullah. If you can have another student, we'll go through the exercise one more time.
Now I'm going to unmute G1728.
G1728. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, G1728. Okay, if we can have another student, they're having issues with their mic.
G1774.
G1774. Assalamu alaikum. G1774.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, sweetheart, we're going to start this exercise again. And we'll move through it a little bit faster now, okay? Repeat with me. Alif.
Alif.
One more time, try to keep the sound very clear. Alif.
Alif.
Very nice. Ba.
Ba.
Okay, so again, try and keep the sound a little bit clear, yeah? Take
Mm.
your lips, press them together, just the wet parts of them, yeah? And then go, ba.
Ba.
Okay, very nice. Da,
Da.
fa.
Da.
Very nice. This letter here, sometimes people find it a little bit tricky because they make a s sound. It's just like in the English, thank you or think. Okay, that's exactly how we make this sound. Fa,
Sa.
jim.
Jim.
Okay, when you finish, your lips are coming together to make the sound, okay? But don't open them again before you finish the sound, okay? Keep them closed and stop all the air. Jim.
Jim.
Okay, one more time. So when you close your mouth to make the m sound, stop all the air, okay? And keep your mouth, your lips closed. Jim.
Jim.
Okay, very nice, okay? If you open your lips again, then you make a bouncing sound, and we mustn't do that, okay? Let's move on. Ha.
Ha.
Okay, Jazakumullah, darling. Allah Hafiz for now. If you can have another student to the mic.
Yes, now I'm going to unmute G1774.
G1774, Assalamu alaikum. G1774.
Oh, I think it is the ID which wasn't responding, so I'm going to he's here. He or she.
Oh, Assalamu alaikum, G1774.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. Okay, sweetheart, so we're going to recite this letter here. Ho,
Ha.
dal,
Dal.
zal,
Dal.
ra,
Ra.
za,
Za.
sin.
Sin.
Well done. Jazakumullah. Allah Hafiz for now. And if I could have another class, another student, please.
Yes, G1704.
G1704. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, darling. So we go through the next line. Sheen,
Shin.
Sod,
Sod.
Dod,
Dod.
Do.
To.
Beautiful. Zo,
Zo.
Ain.
Ain.
Very nice pronunciation of some very, very difficult letters. MashaAllah, very nice. Jazakumullah. Allah Hafiz. Another student to the mic, please.
Next ID would be G1716.
G1716. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, darling?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, then, darling. Next line here. Ghain,
Rin.
Fa,
Pa.
Qaf,
Pa.
Kaf.
Pa.
Make sure you make the fa sound at the end as well, darling. Kaf.
Pa.
MashaAllah. Lam,
Ram.
Mim.
Mim.
Jazakumullah, darling. Allah Hafiz for now. Another student to the mic, please.
G1721.
G1721. Assalamu alaikum. G1721. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, she isn't responding. And G1729.
G1729. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay. Hello?
Yeah, hello, I can.
Okay. Okay, sweetheart, let's move on to the last line. Noon.
Noon.
Wow.
Read it. Wow.
Ha.
Ha.
Hamza.
Hamza.
Ya.
Ya.
Mashallah, very nice. Jazakumullah. Allah Hafiz for now. Okay, so now that concludes our class today. And this particular lesson is really, really important because if you look within it, you'll see underneath each letter, this is for parents mostly, all the sounds that go to making up the sound of the letter are written there. And it's particularly important to note it in this letter here, Sod and Dod and Do and Do. Notice that there is no vowel sound within these letters. And that's something that we work on with our students to make sure that they're pronounced properly. So that's the benefit of this particular exercise, that all the sounds that go towards making the letters are shown to you. And it's worthwhile coming back to this exercise to make sure that we do our correct pronunciation. Okay, so the homework today is to practice exercise 2 on page 30. And that is the exercise here. Okay, that is page 30. This is exercise 2. Okay, exercise 2. And use a pronunciation guide to help you make the correct sound on each letter. So this guide here, that's the thing that I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, so let's have a student to the mic to conclude our class. If I could have a student to the mic, please.
Yes. G1 762.
G1 762, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, so we're going to conclude the dua with the class with dua. So you repeat with me. Allahumma
Allahumma
hamni
hammi
hamni
hammi
ni
hamni
Bil-Qur'an
Bil-Qur'an
Bil-Qur'anil Azim.
Bil-Qur'anil Azim.
Okay, very, very nice here. But this here will come to how to pronounce the timing of this, but it's a little bit longer. Qur'an.
Qur'an.
MashaAllah. The English translation, please.
O Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran, the Great.
Jazakumullah. I hope and pray everybody has enjoyed the class today and has got the information that they require. If you do need any further help, please do email and we're happy to assist, okay? I end the class today with Islamic greetings. Well, before I end the class, I hope and pray you have a good evening and inshallah we'll meet again tomorrow at the same time. And I end the class with Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.